Hey budgeteers, it's time to start decluttering. I'm absolutely terrified for this, I'll be honest. So this door behind me right here that you're seeing, that is the gateway to basically all of the boxes and piles and things that we've just continued to move with us. So we've moved a few times, we ended college, we went into a house, we went into another house, and all of this stuff basically made it into crawl spaces. And because my companies kept moving me and doing it for us, we didn't worry about downsizing anything. We just kind of kept bringing everything with us. There are a few things I'm seeing out and around my house that I want to get rid of, but as I dig into here, I'm afraid that every box I open up, I'm going to have memories and things about it that I don't want to get rid of it. So we'll see how I react, and I don't know, my wife tells me I'm not a very sensitive person when it comes to heirlooms and things like that, so we'll see how true that is. Let's get in here. So as you can tell straight up, I've got this area here that is just chock full of stuff. Now, what you see sitting right here is actually stuff that I use commonly. And as you get going back into the under crawl space over here, you're going to start to see Christmas and other things that we use on a more regular basis. However, you can see here I've got this really tight crawl space here. Now, the floor to the top is extremely small. I mean, here I am. I'm going to get down here. And basically, I'm crouched as far as I can get down. I'm going to be crawling into here, and pretty much after this first layer, I don't know what's back there, and we're going to start to check that out. So come on in with me, and let's see what's going on. All right, here I am sitting here. I'm sitting on the floor. You can actually see I'm sitting. And my head is coming up through this area right here. So you can see this is underneath. It's so tight under here. But anyway, so I've got all this stuff behind me, and this is stuff that's just been in bins and places where we haven't really looked through it as we've been moving. So it's time to start digging in and just kind of see what we can find. So there may be a lot of you out there that are kind of like me and my wife, where you don't really know what stage of life you're in. You're not sure if you're going to have more kids. You don't know what to save, what not to save. Why would you save certain things? Other things you could probably get rid of, but you're just nervous to. So for me, I'm looking at this stuff right here. It's all baby type items, and I'm going to pull those out and I'm going to discuss those with my wife, because I think those are something that we can start to get rid of. Not that we're not going to have any more kids. I don't know what we're going to do, honestly, but at this point, I don't know if these toys are the toys that I'd want anyways, so I'm going to take them out and see what we want to do with them, and we'll go from there. Recently, my wife pulled this out of my daughter's room because she got a new one for Christmas, so we don't need it anymore. And we've been talking about listing it and selling it, and my wife has tried here in the local area using a site kind of like Craigslist, Facebook, trying to get the word out that we have this for sale, and it just hasn't gone anywhere. Living in such a small town of Idaho Falls makes it a lot harder to sell my stuff locally than when we live down in Salt Lake City. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge when it comes to selling things. If you have ideas on places you've listed things, we know about Craigslist, we know about sites like that, but what do you use? How do you get your items gone as quick as you can when you live in a smaller place? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But anyway, we've got this here. It's this cool little dollhouse. It's pretty tall. My daughter stands up to it, and she's just about as tall as it is, so it's awesome, really fun. So I'm in my recording studio and I've cleared off a wall here, and this is where I'm going to put all of the items that I've got listed for sale so that I can do a recap at the end and show you what's currently still listed, what we're getting ready to junk, and what just is not moving at all and is interesting to me. So we'll talk about all of those. But first of all, I've got to show you here, I've got these bar stools, which are super funny that I have them, honestly. These bar stools, they came from my house at our old place, and we basically inherited them. So I've got those here, and you can see the keyboard over on the side. We're actually going to be setting that up somewhere. So that one's not going, but we're going to put these bar stools into the mix of things. Sorry, you can see all my cords from my recording studio. I've got to get that a little bit better taken care of. But so we've got this, and I'm going to go grab the other things that we just dug out, and we'll throw those over here too. Weirdest shadowing, but that's all right. The light's facing back towards me from my studio, but in this episode, I want to talk a little bit, since this is the first episode, about why $1,000 and really what the end goal is here. There's a couple of things going on. Number one, when you're decluttering your house, you have to remember that there's going to be a lot of junk that is worthless. People are going to look at it and think that's not even worth $1. And obviously, because I've got a goal of $1,000, I'm willing to sell anything for pennies, nickels, dimes if I have to. I'm going to be trying to make that goal. However, I'm going to hit pots of things and buckets of things that are absolute junk. People wouldn't even want to waste their time driving to my house. I don't want to waste my time driving out trying to deliver those things. We just have to scrap it. So part of this is going to be determining what's worth anything and what things aren't moving and why. And maybe I need to pick these up and I need to take them on down to another city and try to sell them there or list them in another way. So we're going to be exploring all of those options. Now, why $1,000? First of all, that's not the end goal. That's just season one. And I'm going to continue to update you and tell you how long I'm actually spending on this process, because I want you to know how much time I'm actually putting into listing and getting these things out. So far, I can take a look right now, and I can see that I've spent about 25 minutes just digging out just a few, 2 or 3 things that I already have. Now, I'm hoping that this is at least $10, $15, $20 over here, maybe, depending on how we sell them and what avenues I'm able to go through. So $1,000 is going to take a long time at this rate, but I want to continue to update you and tell you exactly how long I'm actually spending on this process. Now tonight I'm still going to take some photos and I'm going to get some things listed out there, and then we'll go from there and see how these sell, and I'll continue to update you week after week. So the $5,000 is the actual ultimate goal, but in this season we're focusing on $1,000. But I want to talk about the long-term future and where we're going and why. In the long term, I hope that at some point we're going to have about $5,000 that we're going to go and take that, and we're actually going to buy a trailer and we're going to travel around the United States. I want to visit all 48 states, towing a trailer behind us in one summer. So we're going to spend about 90 days traveling the country and seeing as many things as we can, but making sure that we hit the entire mainland United States all in one shot. So that's going to be a future build up to that episode and that whole series that we'll do there. And I want to take you with me on the journey. But to get there, I need the initial $5,000, and I need to continue putting money away into savings so that we can build to that point and we can go out on this trip. So that's actually the ultimate reason why I started to decide that decluttering my house is not such a bad thing. A, I don't want stuff, and B, I want to be able to go on this epic trip. All right, so now I'm digging through my office, looking around at certain things, and I'm finding some textbooks from, oh, I guess that's upside down. Cost accounting. Is anyone out there interested? I feel like textbooks are always a good way to go. Some of these, though, I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't pay very much for them because I bought them used and I bought them on really good discounts. So we'll see how much these are worth, but I mean, I've got Cost Accounting, The Art of Strategy, great book, by the way. There's lots of good stuff here, so I'm going to go through that as well, and we'll see if I can pick up a few more items for this episode and then get those listed. All right, awesome. I found financial management and marketing strategy. This is getting good. These could be worth something or they may not be. It'll be kind of fun to go out and research and find out what these gems may be holding for me. So I'm also giving one of these away. If you want to win, be sure you enter up above. On my way to getting stuff sold, I've got all of the textbooks listed that I had. I've got a couple of the baby items listed and the chairs out there now. So we're going to wrap up right here. We've got some stuff going. No money yet, but we will be updating you soon and we'll tell you exactly where we're at. So as of right now, I have spent approximately 50 minutes trying to sell stuff and we're at $0. That's the update for this time. We'll see you next time.